Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our dear sister. The message reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi. How are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? So, my brother, I am staying here in Ireland, and as for my husband, I left him in South Africa. We still have the hope that he's going to come here to Europe. So we have been thinking that maybe when he gets his papers done, then he would come to Lithuania or Poland. Then I will meet up with him, because I have since felt to bring him over to Ireland. So when I came here to Ireland, Brother Nashi, I thought that finally God had given us a breakthrough as a family, because from my father's side, there is this well-known spirit of poverty that just affect everyone from my father's side. So when my father's relatives heard that I was coming to Ireland, everyone was really excited, and we thought that this was the beginning of something that was going to be good. But when I came here, from that time when I came here in 2022, up until today, I do not rest. I work even during weekends. I am always working from Sunday to Sunday. I have no rest. At the company where I am working, they call me a hard worker, but it is not because I am such a hard worker. I also want to rest. I can feel that my body wants me to rest, but I can't rest because the money that I earn, like my normal salary, the moment that I get it, it's like there is one who would just come and blow that money away. I can't do anything that is meaningful with that money. Each and every month, and when I get paid, Brother Nashi, there is always something that will go wrong back home. Me and my husband, we have 2 kids, and my kids, they are staying with my mom. What usually happens is that just a few days before I get paid, then back home, my child will just fall sick, so much that I can't ignore my mom when she'll be asking me for some money. Then I have to send my mother the money. And what happened in March, when my mom told me that the kids were okay, and I was like grateful. I thanked God and I said, at least this month I can save this money. But my husband, because they're in South Africa, he's working as an Uber driver. So he then had an accident. So he skipped a red robot, and then he smashed into someone's car. So since he was the one who was wrong, he then negotiated with that person so that he can fix the person's car. And it was very expensive. So the money that I made through that month, I had to send it to my husband so that my husband can fix that person's car before that person will get my husband arrested. So this is what has been happening from 2022. When I came to Ireland, it was in October 2022. Up until today, I don't have any savings at all. I am always chasing after money. And at the company where I am working, even if they tell me that, okay, you're going to be working night shift, then they tell me that tomorrow I have to work day shift again. They know that I'll never refuse, but I am tired. So what I do most of the times is that I end up crying as I'll be listening to this other song. That is this Shona traditional song that is called Kurenehama, which means that it is far much better that I go to a land that is very far away, far from my relatives, because my relatives are cruel and they are evil-hearted. Whenever I listen to that song, I then start to cry, because this is the truth. So what happened was that my father was the only one who went to school and to college, and he became a teacher. The rest of his siblings, they refused to go to school, because in those days there were some men that were called Mabinya in Shona. So these men, they were thugs that used to stay in the mountains and in the forest, and these thugs, they would wait for school kids when they would be going to school or returning back from school. Then they would kidnap those young kids, and then they would harvest their body parts, and then they would go and sell them in South Africa and return back with some taxis. So my father's siblings, they refused to go to school. After in their village, some kids had been kidnapped and their bodies were found with their body parts missing. So my father kept on going to school until he went to college and he became a teacher. My father only got his first salary as a teacher, and when he returned back to the village, it was said that one of my father's auntie came and then she asked for some money from my father. So my father gave her the money to go and buy a Coke, and when she went the next day, my father then started to run mad. Growing up, we knew that our father was a madman until he passed away. And most of the people in our village used to say that our father, the way that he was intelligent and reading his school books, that is what made him to run mad. But we knew that our father, what had caused him to go mad was our auntie. I said that our auntie was the one who was a witch who had called this demon of poverty so that it can just afflict everyone in the family. And she did not want anyone to leave the village. My father went to college. Then my auntie saw that it was far much better for my father to become a madman, and that is the curse that she placed on my father. So growing up, my mom then got a job, and my mom got a job and she was working at a mortuary, and it was not easy for my mom because most of the times my mom was unable to sleep, and she had these other pills that she had to take so that she can fall fast asleep, and she used to have a lot of nightmares because of her working at that mortuary. But because she wanted us to go to school, she kept on working at that mortuary. If you visit any of my blood relatives, it does not matter if they are staying in South Africa, Botswana, or in Zim. They all have the same problem that I am facing, the problem of cockroaches. So these cockroaches, it was said that they are a representation of the spirit of poverty that was summoned by our auntie. Even at her home, our auntie, before she had passed away, she had this same problem of cockroaches. When our auntie passed away, when we were burying our auntie, there were cockroaches that were crawling out of her coffin, and the village headman said that we were supposed to leave those cockroaches and we were not supposed to clean her coffin because after she had been taken from the mortuary. So according to our tradition, we then place the person's coffin at the back of the kitchen door. So that is what we did throughout the night. She was there, and early in the morning, that was when we started to see that there were cockroaches that were crawling out of her coffin. Some of them, they were dead. What had killed these cockroaches, we don't know. Some of them, they were crawling in and out of the coffin. The village headman said that we were supposed to sweep all of those cockroaches and then put them back into the coffin. So that is what we did. Even right now, we are still facing the same problem as a family. At that time, when we left the village, my mother then said that we were supposed to leave everything. We came to Harare with nothing, my brother, because my mom, she thought that the problem was that maybe even in our clothes, there were some cockroaches. So if we were going to carry our clothes to Harare, then we were going to bring those cockroaches from the village to Harare. We then went to the place where my mother was staying. The very following morning, my mom, when she woke up, she then found out that there were cockroaches everywhere, inside the pots, everywhere. There were just cockroaches. So at that time, my mom was going to this other Pentecostal church. My mom was then told that the reason as to why we always had these cockroaches wherever we would go to, it was because this was a representation of the spirit of poverty that was following our bloodline. So even when I came here to South Africa, because I met my husband here in South Africa, I was embarrassed the first day that he came to my place for a sleepover. You know, these cockroaches, the moment that you switch off the light at night, they will be flying all over the room as if they are flies, and they usually love to stay at the back of the TVs or at the back of the fridges. When I came to South Africa, I said, let me buy, that spray that they say Doom. I used to buy 2 3 bottles each and every week, and they will get finished. But those cockroaches, they will never get finished. The time that I started dating my husband, I said, let me clean this room because I don't want him to think that I am just a dirty woman who does not clean her room. So when he told me that he was going to come to my place, I then started to clean. But my brother, even though after I had cleaned, and when I thought that finally I had gotten rid of these cockroaches, when my husband to be came, we slept, and during the night when I woke up to pee, when I switched on the light, I laughed, Brother Nash, because on top of the fridge, everywhere there were just cockroaches. I switched off the light, and when I started to stay with my husband, he tried to help me to get rid of these cockroaches. What we'll do, even the landlord used to laugh at us, because each and every Saturday, me and my husband, we will buy this spray called Doom. Then we will take out everything, the bed, the fridge, even the chairs that we had, and we'll start to spray everything, and you'll see that all the cockroaches, they will be gone, because you would have killed most of the cockroaches. When you will take in the furniture into your room again, then the problem will start. So this is the spirit that follows me and my family. Even when I came here to Ireland, I laughed, Brother Nash, and I said, so these cockroaches, they followed me from South Africa. And at that time, what I did is that when I was buying the clothes that I wanted to use when I would be traveling from South Africa to Ireland, I went and I kept my suitcase at my friend's house. What I will do is I would go to town and buy the clothes. Then I will give those clothes to my friend, because I did not want to carry these cockroaches. But when I came here, Brother Nashi, one by one, those cockroaches, they started to appear. I have even called the pest control so that they can come and spray, but still it does not even matter. These things, they are just spiritual. So me coming here on your platform, I am tired, my brother. I have tried praying, but it is not even working. Most of the times my mother, she blames herself, and she is like, maybe I should have refused to get married to your father, because if I had not gotten married to your father, then you were not going to be born. At least you were not going to suffer. She is always like, what is the meaning of this? Each and every month, and it's either I get sick or your children that you left with me, they will get sick. What is the meaning of this? What does God want us to do? We have tried to pray, we have tried to fast. My mother, he has gone up into the mountains with some of her church members, trying to pray so as to break this generational curse, but it seems as if it cannot be broken. I don't know what to do. So my mother, she gave birth to 4 kids, and I am the only one who is not disabled. I have 3 siblings of mine that are staying with my mother that are disabled, and we were told that my auntie, she was the one who bewitched my mother when she was pregnant. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by our dear sister right there. Please let us speak with her in the comment section.